Welcome back to Post Time. Freshman stars in our first state breeding program recently took the track for some rich stakes action. 4 $100,000 Delaware Standardbred Breeders' Fund Finals for 2-year-olds recently took place at Harrington Raceway on a gorgeous autumn evening. Let's find out the winners. In the pacing filly division, we saw Gracefully Forgiven take home the winner's share of the rich purse.
They head up the backstretch, and Gracefully Forgiven's got the lead by a little bit more than a length. Pedal Power races up on the outside. Lydia backs away just a bit. On the outside, I Bet You Can Wiggle. And then comes Cheyenne Zone. They go by 3/4. In 1:27.4, they race into the far turn. Gracefully Forgiven. Pedal Power on the outside, dropping back to Lydia, taking over third. I Bet You Can Wiggle. They come over toward the top of the stretch. Gracefully Forgiven's on top. Able to go to the rail now is Pedal Power outside. I Bet You Can Wiggle. They turn for home, and Gracefully Forgiven has about a 3-length lead in mid-stretch, and Gracefully Forgiven's got it. Gracefully Forgiven, I Bet You Can Wiggle's up for second, going to be close for third.
Gracefully Forgiven, with driver Art Stafford Jr., remained unbeaten in her 4 lifetime starts. This time, she crossed the wire first in 1:56.3. The young daughter of Roddy's Bags Again is owned and bred by Jeff and David Clark. And Jeff is also the trainer of Gracefully Forgiven. Let's send it over to Assistant General Manager Matt Sparacino in the winner's circle.
I'm joined by Art Stafford Jr., who's had a heck of a meet here at Harrington this year. Let's talk about Gracefully Forgiven. 4 for 4 tonight. You've been aboard in all of her starts. Tell us about her.
She's been progressing right along really good. And she just does everything natural.
You've been aboard from the start, and she's done everything so easy on the front end and seems to do it with something left each time. After seeing the draw tonight, were you feeling pretty good about your chances from post 2?
Yeah, real good. The other filly had a good shot at me, drew the outside, and everything worked out.
Do you think this filly's got the ability to pick up on the bigger track, and are you expecting her to continue to improve as she gets a little more seasoned?
Yeah, she should improve on a bigger track. The half mile is starting to wear on her a little bit, and I look for bigger things at Dover.
Well, we'll bring in Jeff Clark, the owner-trainer of Gracefully Forgiven. Jeff, you've had some good horses over the years. You've been associated with this one. Tell us about how you got her and when you knew she was this good.
Well, we raised her. I had the broodmare, and we sit there and trained her down, and she got pretty good. And I give her to Jeff Stafford for a while. And he says, "You got a nice filly here." And I just let it go with that, and that's how we come up with it.
Well, you campaigned the dam, Bluebird Wanda, who was a borderline open type mare at times, if I remember right, and you had a lot of success with her. Do you see any similarities between this one and her mother?
Just like her. Everything's just like. She goes just like her and everything.
Well, you're off to a great start. Gracefully Forgiven, 4 for 4 in her career. She'll look to continue that success at Dover Downs. Congratulations to all the connections.
Now it's time to check out the DSBF final champ, Star Sapphire, in the freshman trotting filly category.
Because they make the way to the backstretch. Who Winning Now made a break again as they race up the backstretch. Deja Vu Blue, almost 3 lengths. It's Deja Vu Blue, Star Sapphire racing second, Vandalist is third. On the outside, that's Uptown Spunk moving into fourth. They go by 3/4 and 1:31 3/5, and they're on the final turn. And continuing to lead it is Deja Vu Blue, followed by Star Sapphire and Vandalist. They come toward the top of the stretch now, and Star Sapphire comes to the outside to go after Deja Vu Blue. They come off the turn, Star Sapphire on the outside. Deja Vu Blue with the rail, Star Sapphire. Star Sapphire on the outside. Star Sapphire and Marv Bachrad win it. 2:01 3.
Star Sapphire, with Russell Foster at the controls, broke her maiden with a 2:01 3 victory. The daughter of Anders Bluestone, trained by Tui Stone, paid almost $20 to win. And the Secretary of Agriculture, Michael Scoose, was on hand to assist with the trophy presentation. Star Sapphire is owned and bred by Serendipity Stable. which is the stable name for harness racing Hall of Fame publicist Marv Bachrod.
Star Sapphire pulls a mild upset at 8-1 in the filly trotting final. Russ, you've been aboard this filly in both of her eliminations. You had a choice tonight and you opted for the one. Tell us about that decision.
It wasn't an easy one. I liked the other filly too, but this one seemed like she had a little bit more trot to me and she drew better, so I went that way.
She seems like she's really progressing. We saw improvement in both the limbs. How'd you feel with the rail tonight?
I felt like I had a really good shot. I just wanted to try to get away as close as I could, and it worked out. I got to follow Dylan's horse, and worked out from there.
You think this filly has versatility on her side when she goes to the bigger track, the way she handled the half mile here?
Yeah, I do. I mean, coming around the last turn, that's the first time I've ever pulled her off the rail, but I think she can race either way.
Well, Russell, congratulations. We want to bring in her owner, Marv Bachrod, who's not used to being on this side of the microphone, are you, Marv?
Not at all. I like it. I like it, that's for sure. This is a nice filly. Her dam was an outstanding trotting mare, raced most of her career right here at Dover and at Harrington. She had 300 starts, and to the best of my knowledge, she never made a break. And she had a record of 155. So she certainly has a license to have a nice filly like Star Sapphire. And Ken Wood, very good friend, is the gentleman who stood Anders right here in Delaware, and he looks like he's going to be a top sire.
That indeed, Marvin, and the dam he was talking about is Victory Starburst, who Marv raced for years and was a top mare here for a number of years. Tell us about Star Sapphire. You've seen some improvement throughout the eliminations. What were your expectations tonight when you saw the draw?
Well, this was a very interesting race because I thought it's one of the best fields from start to finish in the history of the Delaware Standardbred Breeders' Fund. And of course, this filly, Star Sapphire, and her half-sister, Star Hit, both from my prized mare, I guess you'd call it. And I elected to race right here in Delaware, and they certainly have come through. Insofar as, you know, the DSBF, the program has certainly been gaining strides. Judy Davis-Wilson has done a great job in directing the program. And we still have a couple of real good races to come, so I'm looking forward to the rest of the night.
Well, I got to tell you, Anders Bluestone was owned by one of the great guys in our business, Ken Wood. Star Sapphire owned by another great guy in our business, one of my mentors over the years, Marv Bachrod. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Keep up the good work. You're doing a great job here at Harrington.
Thank you. You want me to pay you now or later for that?
That quarter will help.
Let's take a look at Bosston Cruiser as he crossed the finish line first in this very close 2-year-old trotting Colts final.
As they head up the backstretch, Bosston Cruiser, here comes Superfly on the outside up into second. Brother Kenny back to third. Another 4-lane Food, Susie Blue. They race toward 3/4, and it's Bosston Cruiser with Superfly on the outside, 131, as they race on the final turn. Superfly and Bosston Cruiser right together, 3.5 back to Brother Kenny. From far back to Seafood, Susie Blue, and Sky Marshall at the top of the stretch, turning for home. Bosston Cruiser reclaims the lead, drifting out, going off stride is Superfly. So Brother Kenny's racing second, coming toward the wire. It's Bosston Cruiser. Brother Kenny gaining late, coming to the wire. Oh, tight. Bosston Cruiser maybe over Brother Kenny, 201.
Bosston Cruiser went from wire to wire in 201 with driver John Roberts at the controls. Owned and trained by Bobby Glassmeyer, the young high stepper held off a late charge from Brother Kenny in this super close photo finish. The son of Don Boss Vita, bred by Alvin Byler, remained unbeaten in his 4 starts.
I'm joined by winning driver John Roberts aboard Bosston Cruiser. That was a tight photo finish there for the win in the Colton Gelding Constellation. Bosston Cruiser remains unbeaten, although narrowly, 4 for 4. John, tell us about the race.
It was a pretty straightforward race. We drew good. We were in the right spot to command the race, and, you know, it all worked out.
He went into the race as the heavy favorite. He's looked so good in his eliminations, and when you saw the draw, I'm sure you were pretty confident, although you did have a choice in there because you'd also been driving the horse that gave you a run for your money.
Absolutely, he did. I really like that other colt along with this one. He gets better every start, so look for him to be a serious competitor in this group.
You've been aboard some top young trotters over the years. Of course, you and your dad campaigned Great George too many years ago, and now you've got a nice one here that's unbeaten through 4 starts. Where do you think his ceiling is?
He's going to hang out here in Delaware and try to get the money. I think he's pretty competitive in this group, and we look forward to racing him over the next 9-10 months.
Well, John Roberts, congratulations. Winning driver, also trainer Andrew Glassmeyer with Bosston Cruiser here. 4 for 4 in his career. We look forward to seeing more of him down the road at Dover Downs.
Finally, let's move on to the 2-year-old pacing Colts as Slick Tony picked up a big DSBF win.
They go to the back stretch now, and it's transitioning joy. Slick Tony on the outside toward the rail, America first. Then comes a move to the outside by Evolution Tour. Field goes toward 3/4, and it's transitioning joy. Slick Tony on the outside. America first has the rail. Evolution Tour may have to go 3 wide soon. 3/4. 127, they race on the final turn. Transitioning joy, Slick Tony not giving up, still coming. They come toward the top of the stretch. Slick Tony on the outside. Slick Tony with transitioning joy, farther out Evolution Tour. America first down the inside, coming through the stretch. Transitioning joy, Slick Tony. Evolution Tour on the far outside. Slick Tony, Slick Tony, Slick Tony. Tight with Evolution Tour, 155.
Slick Tony picked up the win for owner-trainer and breeder George Leaguer in 155. The son of No Spin Zone put out a super first-up effort and took driver Russell Foster to his 2nd DSBF final of the night.
Thanks, Jack. I'm joined with Russell Foster, who wins his 2nd $100,000 race on the card. Slick Tony, you were aboard this horse early in his career against weaker competition at Ocean Downs. Did you think he was this kind of colt?
I actually picked off this horse his first qualifier, and I got lucky they gave me another shot. But yeah, he started out, he had a lot to learn. He was a little green, but he always had the speed and ability.
Big trip tonight. He was first over, out there a long way, and gave the favorite all he could handle. Tell us about the trip.
Yeah, I knew when I saw the draw, Montreal was going to be on front. I was just hoping to get away close. I knew I was going to be first over at him. And we were getting the half pretty slow. I wanted to make him work a little bit, so I came at him.
Had a commanding win in the 2nd elimination and runner-up to Transitioning Joy in the 1st elimination. How much has this colt progressed since you've been a part of his career?
He's progressed a lot. When he first started out, he was scared of the starting gate, and he didn't know what to do, and you really had to ask him to go. But now he kind of push button. He just does it on his own.
Well, congratulations to Russell Foster, who's got a DSBF double, and he's got one more thing for it.
I just want to say happy anniversary to my wife. I forgot to say it earlier. I'll say it now.
Better late than never. Congratulations.
Congratulations to our 4-legged first state freshman Delaware Standardbred Breeders' Fund champs and their connections. We'll see those top trotters and pacers back in Sire Stakes action at Dover Downs.